It's the beginning of a new month and actually a new year. It's January 2023, and that means that it's time for another year of the wonderful Sheetload of Cards from Call Me Crafty. So stick around to see the sketch she made for January 2023 and what cards I made with it. Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome and Happy New Year to everyone. It is the 2nd of January. That means it's my time to share with you what I made or how I used the new Sheetload of Cards sketch from Call Me Crafty. This month's sketch is a mini slimline edition, and it was simple but fun and kind of a good way to ease into the new year. And if you are new, to my channel or new to the Sheetloads, the Sheetload of Cards is a monthly sketch and cut list and supply list that Call Me Crafty Owl puts out. She gives you everything you need to make a set number of cards. This month the number is 8, and there is a hashtag that will be linked in the title and in the description box for you. You can click on that hashtag and go and see all of the other collaborators' cards that they made using this month's sketch. And also Call Me Crafty Owl's link will be in the description box below if you would like to go find out more information on how to get the sketch for yourself. So like I said, it is a mini slimline, and I decided I wanted to make some birthday cards. So I went into my stash and I found some older birthday papers that I thought it would be nice to use up. And then because my papers were kind of like lighter tones going on white card base, I decided I wanted to mat them and was looking for kind of like a yellow gold color of cardstock to mat it with, and ran across this it's a glitter paper, but it's not an abundance of glitter. It's not like full on glitter. It's almost like a glossy glitter, if that makes any sense. And I had several sheets of that, so I decided to go ahead and use that as well because it had been in my stash for a while also, and it coordinated really well, and I thought it just added a little bit of extra pop to the card. The papers aren't overly fancy, but then the glitter just kind of takes it up a little bit of takes it up a notch. So I ended up deviated from the sketch just a little bit in that I added a matte layer of that glitter cardstock behind my first piece of pattern paper. And I just, again, wanted to be able to help the pattern, since it's light background, kind of pop off of the card base a little bit. The card bases are 6.5 by 6 1/4, and then folded, so that they end up being 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. Now, I folded the first few correctly, and then I got to thinking about something as I was folding my card bases and ended up folding 3 the wrong way. So they were longer and thinner. And so luckily I only did 3 before I realized what I was doing. And I thought about just kind of setting them aside and maybe trying to use them, as cardstock for something else. But then decided I would just go ahead and use them. I had to trim off a 1/4 inch at the top. And then I just had to make sure that these first 2 layers that I cut for those 3 cards were like a 1/4 inch or so thinner, shorter. Just so that, because my card base. So I'm trying to, let me see if I can find. So it's not a drastic difference here, but you can see this is where the top one is one of the ones I messed up on, and the bottom one was the correct. So not a huge difference, and if you just kind of saw them all laying here, you probably wouldn't even notice. But it did make a difference in the fact that I had to change up the mat sizes in order to make them fit on that skinnier card. So I stopped thinking about other thing. I was actually thinking about goals for 2023. And so I was like, all right, come back to present, finish folding my card bases. And then I had really wanted to make all of my top panel here, this banner pattern paper, just because I thought it was more of a fun pattern. But somehow when I was cutting, I ended up needing 2 of that banner paper to be the bottom matte layer. And so then I switched it out and did the stripes on the top. So I don't know if I was thinking about goals again at that point or not, but so that's kind of how I did all of my cards. Oh, and then I did leave off the sketch called for a pattern paper piece here. But again, because it was so light, I decided to just leave it with that gold glitter. And then that way I didn't have to matte my sentiment. And then I do have scraps on the inside of all the cards. So I made 8 mini slimline cards, birthday themed, and was able to use up several sheets out of my like kind of loose paper stash. So that always feels good. But please be sure to check out the links or the hashtag in the title and description, and Alicia's link down in the description box, so that you can find out more about what the other collaborators are making and more about the sheet load. Looking forward to another fun year of sheet loads from Alicia and from all of her collaborators. And thank you guys so very much for your time today. Again, Happy New Year, and hope you all have a very crafty day.